Hey, I'm Mel Reid, LPGA Tour player, co-host of the podcast Quiet Please, golf analyst. I'm here today with AWS to check out the PGA Tour studios. So Scott, this place is pretty impressive. What kind of things are you working on here?
So my teams are responsible for two areas. They're responsible for the broadcast technologies that are across the course in PGA Tour studios and all the digital technologies that are our apps and websites and AR and VR that bring all the play from our players to our fans.
So obviously, I'm a big fan of TOURCast. I use it all the time whenever I'm going on the PGA Tour app. Just a wealth of knowledge right in my hand. I think it was just last week I was using it to check out some data, I think from last year's tournament. Just amazing. It's just so fast. But I'm thinking to myself, it must have thousands of users beside me. How does it handle all that data so smoothly and so quickly?
That's the biggest challenge for us is that we have 18 fields of play. We have 150 acres to cover. Our golf technology team has to capture all of that data through radar and cameras and get that back to us as quickly as possible. Our fans want to see the information about a shot just as that shot's coming to rest, or even sometimes before it's come to rest, so they understand how that player is performing. AWS plays a key role in that and allowing us to work on latency to make sure that we're delivering with services that are as fast as possible and to make sure that we can distribute that all around the world to fans no matter where they are.
So it would be amazing to watch a tournament. I remember what every player has done before it's even happened is what I'm trying to say. And now you can.
That's right. And we historically, you can go back and look at the tournament last year on TOURCast and see how that player performed. See all, like you said, all of the conditions. You can see where they put a ball in order to make a birdie or an eagle or an ace, and really have that opportunity to understand how that player is playing this year versus last year. One of the key parts is our players actually use TOURCast as a tool as well too. So they're looking at it during tournaments, sometimes before they go out to play. They're definitely looking at a lot of it after play. And they're also looking at other tools that we provide to them. So we provide, within about 15 minutes of their round ending, we provide them with a cut down of their entire round. Players are coming back in, working with their coaches, looking at that round and on a website that we have right now for them, and being able to say, okay, here's what I did on this hole. When I come back tomorrow and play that hole, here's what I really need to be doing in order to take advantage of the conditions or the situation that they're in. So we can create these experiences not only for our fans, but also for the players to use as a tool to improve their performance.
So what's in store for TOURCast? What does the future look like?
So for us, for the future, what we're working on right now is synthetic voice that will allow fans to actually hear the commentary. And then once we move on from that, we're also working on several projects that will generate round recaps for any player that you select as your favorite player. We'll be able to look at fantasy golf, what's happened with the fantasy players that you have on your team, and generate that point of view. And then different points of view. If you're new to golf, maybe you want a point of view that's explaining golf to you while you're following a new favorite golfer. Or perhaps you're into sports betting, so you want really more of a stats, probabilities, win probabilities, closest to the pin point of view on the players that you're following. So we really believe that this is where TOURCast is going to go, and frankly, the rest of our digital platforms will offer this too.
And I think that's what's amazing about AWS TOURCast is that it's got a little bit for everything and for everybody, to be quite honest with you. And I just can't wait to take this knowledge with me onto the golf course. Thank you so much. You've been fascinating to listen to. You've got a lot of information in that head of yours, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, Mel.
Well, thank you for coming with me today, and I hope you had a fantastic time in learning what AWS is doing with the PGA Tour to bring better information to you guys at home, the fans. If you want any more information on this, please go to their site.